Bonjour. Y buenos dias. Today is a blessed day for all of us. I would like to start by thanking Jackson Walkinster from Habnet, Little Haiti, Brooklyn. Now Miami, you're not the only one with a Little Haiti. Brooklyn also has a Little Haiti. Little Haiti, Brooklyn, who first contacted me about this gathering this morning. And I'm happy because they were joined by We Are Homes, FANM, and many other organizations. I represent an organization in Miami, in Little Haiti, the only place in the US where immigration intersects with climate gentrification. I came here as a young refugee in 1981. 2 days after I arrived, I started volunteering at the Haitian Refugee Center, which was the only organization providing free legal services to Haitian refugees, to the Black Haitian refugees who were coming en masse. There was a parallel immigration, if you recall, where Haitian refugees and Cuban refugees were coming together. The Cubans were coming from a communist country. The Haitians were coming from one of the worst dictatorships in modern history. While the Cubans were released, as they should have been, after a few days, given work permit, had the chance to become permanent residents after a year, and US citizens after a year, as they should have been. The Haitians were kept in detention centers around the US, including Puerto Rico, in complete denial of their basic rights of due process. After volunteering at the Haitian Refugee Center, I was hired as a paralegal and advocate, where we went to Qom, the then infamous Qom Detention Center, where for 5 years I went there to assist the Haitian refugees with their political asylum process. My dear friends, when I looked at with my eyes what occurred in Del Rio a few weeks ago, and I was there with a delegation, when I witnessed Border Patrol officers mounted in powerful horses tracking down our brothers and sisters as if in slavery time. Some of them have their children in their arms, and then they were trying to balance keeping their children and trying to evade the lashes of the masters. Make no mistake, these are the new masters. It appeared like I was back at the Haitian Refugee Center 40 years ago. How is that possible, my dear friends? How is that possible? It looked to me like me seeing me as a young refugee 40 years ago in last September, with the big horses, not with Border Patrol, but with police officers tracking us down, trying to trample us as we were on the streets in Little Haiti, fighting for the basic rights of due process of the Haitian refugees, and sending messages to the then administration that immigration must be the same for all. My dear friends, we never asked the US to open the floodgates and let everybody in. What we've always asked was that if there is a policy, if there is an immigration policy, it ought to be implemented equally across the board. Yes. There cannot be a set of policy for the blonde blue eyes and a different set of policy for the black and brown immigrants. Yes. Now, what are we dealing with here? What are we dealing with? We have an administration with a president, with a democratic president, who promised to bring equity to his administration. Guess what, guys? He lied. He lied. We have a vice president who promised to open the door for us. Guess what, guys? What happened? She lied. We have a democratic administration using the racist Trump-era policy to deport Haitians in complete denial of their rights of due process. Because after all, my friends, make no mistake, Title 42 was a way for President Trump to deport refugees without giving them due process. And this is the same policy that the Biden administration, the so-called democratic administration, is implementing. Now, why do they keep doing that? Why do they keep doing that? And before I get to that and to end, it's not all. They criticized President Trump for forcing refugees to stand across the border in Mexico rather than letting them in to state their cases in a court of law. But because legally, the U.S. has a legal obligation. The U.S. signed domestic and international treaties dictating the way they should treat refugees coming to their door. The Haitians, our brothers and sisters from Haiti, from Guatemala, from El Salvador, from Nicaragua, from Africa, when they try to come to the border to seek asylum, they are doing the right thing, guys. They are not illegal. And the U.S. is legally obligated to afford them the basic right of due process. Now, and the last thing they promised and they did not deliver, to the 800,000 DACA recipients, to the 600,000 TPS recipients, to the essential workers in this country, to the undocumented who every day give their all to this country and contribute to the social, political, and economic fabric of this great nation. Because we make America great. We, the immigrants, will make America great. Let me hear you. Immigrants make America great. Let me hear you. Immigrants make America great. And they promised permanent residency because President Biden promised to do things differently. That the TPS recipients, the DACA recipients, the essential workers, the farm workers, the undocumented will get permanent residency, trailblazing a path to citizenship. They also lied. Now to my conclusion. My dear friends, why do they keep lying over and over again? Why? And the second question is, why do we continue to vote for them? Yes, that is the key. The Do Nothing Congress has been giving us blank checks for a long time. The Know Nothing Congress have been giving us blank checks for a long time. What happens if they keep giving you blank checks and then you keep saying, oh, you resign yourself, oh, there's nothing I can do? They will continue to give you blank checks. But guess what? We are tired of it. We are tired of being tired. We are asking the Biden administration to stop all deportations to Haiti right now. We are asking the Biden administration to end Title 42 right now. We are asking the Biden administration to provide humanitarian parole to Haitian refugees and all refugees for that matter right now. We are asking for permanent residency, trailblazing a path to citizenship to all immigrants of this country right now. Because we are tired. The time is now. The time is now. What do we want? Residency. When do we want it? What do we want? And when do we want it? Qui ça nous voulait? Qui l'en a besoin? Demain? Mois prochain? Que queremos? Residencia. ¿Cuándo? Ahora. Que queremos? ¿Cuándo? El próximo día? El próximo mes? El próximo año? When do we want it? Cuando necesitamos. All right. right. Now,